There's a lag. It's lag now, Mataji. Sorry. I thought I hit the button live. It apparently didn't go.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to our mid-morning session in Bhakti Sangha. Today, we'll continue our Chaitanya Bhagavat session. And before handing over the call to Prabhuji, I will read today's Srila Prabhupada quote. I think everything will come out very successful without delay. Krishna is giving you intelligence and bestowing his mercy upon you. Continue this attitude. Whenever you feel some difficulty, chant Hare Krishna. Pray to Krishna to help you, and there will be no difficulty. Be rest assured. This was such a beautiful instruction given by His Divine Grace at San Francisco on September 9th. Hare Krishna, Govardhan Giri Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your precious time and being here with us.
12:15.
Very good.
We were here. She might be saying something.
Mataji, can somebody mute everybody? I'm not a co-host to do it. So Prabhuji, a very warm welcome, Prabhuji, and we are so grateful to you to give your time to us and enlighten us on the most beautiful Supreme Lord and his pastimes. So Prabhuji will be talking on Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhyakhanda, 13th chapter, from texts 361 to 378, I presume that is. So please take over, Prabhuji. We're all eagerly waiting to hear from you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tadho Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Lankhaite Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Sri Guru Devatarinam Brahmanandamadhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dhiramane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadigaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are reading from the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhyakhanda, chapter 13, that is the deliverance of Jagai and Madhai. Today we are reading from text 361 onwards. So, this is the portion where I think Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya are having some arguments and like that. So, Shloka 361. Mahamata Dui Prabhu Gaura Chandra Rase Sakala Gangara Majhe Nityananda Bhase. The two Prabhus were greatly intoxicated with the mellows of love for Gaurachandra. Thereafter, Nityananda floated around in the waters of the Ganges. Shloka 362. Henamate Jalakeli Kirtanera Sheshe Prati Ratri Sabalana Kare Prabhu Rase. In this way, the Lord and his associates engaged every night in water sports after Kirtan. Shloka 363. Eilila Dekhide Manushya Shakti Nae Sabe Dekhe Devagana Sangope Tathai. Human beings have no power to see such pastimes, but the demigods secretly watch them. Sarvagane Gaurachandra Ganga Snanakari Ule uthi uchchakari bale hari hari. After taking bath in the Ganges, Gaurachandra and his associates came out of the water and loudly chant the names of Hari. Sloka 365. Sabare dilena mala prasada chandana vidaya haila sabe karite bhojana. Thereafter, the Lord gave everyone garlands and sandalwood paste that had been offered. And then they took leave and went to eat. Text 366. Jagai madhai samarpila sabasthane apana galara mala dila duijane. The Lord entrusted Jagai and Madhai to the devotees and then offered his own garlands to the two. 367. Teisava lilara kabu avadina hai avirbhava tirobhava matra vedekai. Although the Vedas describe their appearance and disappearance, these pastimes have no beginning and no end. Now, Jagai and Madhai, having received the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how supremely merciful Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, how even more merciful Sri Nityananda Prabhu is, that these two great scoundrels like Jagai and Madhai, they are getting this kind of mercy. And they are now getting the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and importantly, the Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. They are getting the association of Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. That is very, very important. Why? Because Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, even among the Vaishnavas, we can see that the Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, that is the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have a very unique flavor. They have a very unique flavor as Vaishnavas, and that is something very relishable. Of course, every Vaishnava's Sangha is very rare, very difficult to obtain, and one who obtains it is very, very, what do you call it? Saubhagya. One is very fortunate to receive the association of any Vaishnava. Here, these two people, they are receiving the association of the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Chaitanya. One thing is to get directly the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda. And in order to sustain, nurture, and improve these two personalities, they are taking the help of the associates of Sri Chaitanya. This is very relevant for all sadhakas. Taking the association of devotees. Tadera charana sevi bhakta sanivas janame janame hoy ei abhilash. Narottam Das Thakur says. Srila Prabhupada says that two things. One thing is to be connected to the Guru Parampara in a bona fide line, in a bona fide Vaishnava Sampradaya. And equally important is to remain in the association of Vaishnavas. Even after getting accepted as a disciple by a bona fide in a Vaishnava Sampradaya, it is equally important to maintain good association with Vaishnavas. Why? So that we always remain safe Actually, for a sadhaka, his devotional creeper grows better when he has the association of Vaishnavas who nurture that Bhakti Lata. In the association of Vaishnavas, there is nurturing of the Bhakti Lata through a process of mutual help. In a Vaishnava Sangha, we can help, we can also take help. Correct. We can offer whatever help we can to someone. And whatever help we require, we can also receive from someone. That is the way to keep the Bhakti Lata, to keep our process, Bhakti process, to keep our various angas of our sadhana enlivened all the time. That happens with association. Therefore, we will always find how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and their associates, how they are always associating with one another. Through all these leelas of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, we find that it's all based on constant association. It's based on constant association. Like this Japa Sangha, there is constant association. Why? Because constant association means constant nurturing, just like watering the plant every day, so that the plant always remains its vitality is maintained. Normally, somebody who has potted plants, they understand this. Regular care, is very necessary to nurture. Similarly, for us also to nurture our devotion service. This association is very much important, very much required. And then here, in one of these verses, it is also mentioning that how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and how the associates Nityananda Prabhu and others, they are going and having some jalakrida, means some water sporting after kirtan in the river, like that. There is some mention about that. And then Vrindavan Das Thakur says that normal human beings cannot see these type of leelas. And Devadas are watching from hiding places, like that he said. So that's also a very important point, that how we can actually see all these leelas. We are reading these leelas, we are reading how Jagai and Madhai received the mercy. We are reading how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Jagai, how Nityananda Prabhu embraced Madhai, like that. We are reading. And sometimes when we read, we feel that this is something that happened some time ago in a distant place, like that. We feel that. More than the physical distance. For example, one may be sitting in the United States of America. For them, Gaura Mandala Bhumi may be very far. Somebody may be sitting in Delhi. For them, Gaura Mandala Bhumi is not so far. Somebody sitting in Kolkata, it's only some 2 hours away, like that. But more than that distance, at the level of our consciousness is where we feel these things are happening at a very far distance. And therefore, we can hardly see anything. Whether it is Krishna Lila, whether it is Gaur Lila, we can hardly see anything. So it is not about the physical distance. It's not about how many years back it happened. It's about where our consciousness is situated now. If it is situated very far away from the Leela, then the Leela appears to be very far. We have to understand it like that. We don't feel any closeness because we are close to many other things that has nothing to do with Gaur Leela or Krishna Leela. So when we are close with things other than Krishna, things other than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then automatically our distance from Krishna, our distance from these Leelas, they appear to be much more. And so that itself is on one level. We feel that, all these things are happening very far away. And here, Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying you can't see, normal human beings cannot see. So we may feel, so any which way I am not seeing. Any which way, none of these Leelas are becoming prakat in front of my eyes, right? Everybody knows that very famous history of, the Goswami is sitting and chanting and then he's watching, then he can see Radha and Krishna on a swing and like that. We all know that pastime. So he is so advanced in his bhakti that he can actually visualize Krishna and Radha in the swing pastime like that. We are so far away, we cannot even visualize him visualizing Radha and Krishna on the swing. For us, that also remains a faraway fable. It remains a faraway fable because we have not developed that quality that qualifies us to actually see these things. We have not developed that bhava, we have not developed that kind of a closeness to the Lord. So all these things, it will all remain a distant dream, a distant, like we say, an imagination or something like that. But the reality is that these are real incidents, real leelas that actually happened. That we are not able to relate to. Because as I said, our consciousness is so far removed from these things. So how can we see? We have to see it through the eyes of the devotees who have actually seen it. That is the way we can see. Prabhupada, in many places, Prabhupada speaks about Shastra Chakshu. Shastra Chakshu means through the eye of the Shastra. Because it is a Shastra like a mother introducing the Supreme Lord who is our Father to us. It is Shastra which does that. And through the explanations given in Shastra, we see through that explanation and then we try to understand, that these are incidents that factually really happened. And this is how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu engaged with his associates and greatly enjoyed himself. And also, all the associates were able to greatly enjoy the transcendental leelas that were displayed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They were also able to relish the Mahavadanyaya quality of Sri Chaitanya. So magnanimous. So magnanimous. And how as a, how do you say that? Like we say in modern management, teamwork. So how Nityananda Prabhu is making sure that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving that mercy. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always ready and willing and waiting to give mercy. It's not just, he's stingy when it comes to giving away mercy. He's not. He's already ready. It's only in this Jaga and Madhai Leela we will see that Mahaprabhu displayed a different mood. But even that was turned around by Sri Nityananda. How wonderful it is. How absolutely wonderful it is. By telling Mahaprabhu that, actually Jagai was the one who saved me, like that. How quickly he turned it around. From the Mahaprabhu who called for Sudarshana to remove the heads of both these scoundrels, from their bodies. That's what Mahaprabhu wanted to do. But in no time, Nityananda Prabhu changed Mahaprabhu's mood. And in no time, Mahaprabhu is hugging Jagai. Just imagine. Like that, when we are in the association of exalted devotees, the great devotees who already have a relationship with the Lord, like Nityananda Prabhu, he is recommending to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So these greatly exalted devotees, they will put requests on our behalf, saying that, he is actually a good devotee. You may please accept him because I know him to be a good devotee. Like that. Even though we may not be so good, like the famous Prabhupada's 100%, 90%, 80%, and then 70%, and then no less, like that. So they are very merciful in recommending us to the, just like Nityananda Prabhu is very merciful in recommending people to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srimati Radharani is very merciful in when it comes to recommending devotees to be accepted by Krishna. So where is the scope, where is the opportunity for us to get recommendations like this? That is available more when we have more satsanga. If we remain without much satsanga, the opportunities also remain that much less. Is it not? And it is actually a great good fortune that we have, that we are having the opportunity to associate with Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Devotees of Mahaprabhu are, as I said in the beginning, very unique. They have this great eagerness. We may even call it their weakness, to give Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy even to the most undeserving candidate. In fact, in Chaitanya Leela, the more unqualified you are, that actually becomes your qualification. That does not mean that we should do more nonsense and then somehow think that we will become, more qualified to receive the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not like that. If ever we think like that, we should always remember the incident between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Chota Haridas. Once we are in the fold, then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very strict. Because then that is a time of anartha nivritti. So unless we engage in that, we cannot factually progress. Unless we engage in anartha nivritti, we cannot factually progress. And therefore, we would all be encouraged to engage in that. That give up our anarthas, remove our anarthas by one way or the other. All these things happen in the association of devotees. And Gauranga Mahaprabhu's devotees they are experts. They are experts. They can be, as they say, be soft as a rose. And then they can also be as hard as you can think of when it comes to correction. Starting from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So therefore, it is very important for us to always very eagerly take association, because it is for our own betterment. Sometimes we think that we have to give association to others. Good idea, nothing wrong. But we don't know most of the time whether I am good enough to give association to others. But we can always rest assured that we can take association from others. Because from everybody, we can have some takeaway in an association of devotees. We can take something from every devotee in this satsang. And utilizing all those things that we get, we can progress in our bhakti. So we see here that Jagai and Madhai, not that they were given mercy and then they were, left unattended to. Similarly, we are the modern day Jagais and Madhais. Although we don't have the physical brute strength of Jagai and Madhai, we don't have the sharp brain of Jagai and Madhai, how to always transgress dharma. No, we don't have all those such great abilities. Even negative abilities, we don't have so much. But then we should also remember that if I remain in the association of devotees, I will keep getting corrected. I will tune myself into a better devotee. I will sharpen myself as a better devotee. So many things are possible. So many things are possible. Therefore, we see in the Leela of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that all these devotees are interacting with each other. They are sharing their, what is in their heart with one another. So that also we see sometimes they are, Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya, they have arguments. Of course, there's everything that happens between them, it's all on the transcendental plane. And they are all getting transcendental happiness out of even arguments. We don't want to take transcendental enjoyment from arguing with other devotees, but we want to have transcendental bliss in the association of devotees. That is the whole idea. That's the whole idea of being in this great society of Srila Prabhupada, that I want to experience transcendental bliss in the association of devotees. This is my greatest takeaway. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very mercifully made arrangements for everybody to experience this transcendental bliss. And the Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are very enthusiastically, even today, they are very enthusiastically distributing. And many people are benefiting. So although we see Jagai and Madhai as two, big examples, we can also see in ourselves all these things, what Jagai and Madai exhibited. And how we also can, and we are already are recipients of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya. The fact that we have a satsang like this discussing Chaitanya Bhagavat means we are already recipients of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, how we utilize that mercy? It's just like the container that gets filled by water when it rains. And then what happens is a different story. So similarly, we are having already, we are recipients of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through the via medium of Srila Prabhupada, who established this universal worldwide satsanga, so that whichever corner of the world we go, we are assured of having access to some satsanga here. And with modern technology, wherever we are also assured of satsanga in any other part of the world, as and when available, as and when we wish to, we can take advantage. So the Gaura Bhakta Vrinda are distributing mercy like this, following the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and giving it very indiscriminately. So we must remember that although we have received it because they gave it very indiscriminately, after receiving it, we should be very careful what we do with it. Because all these leelas are nitya leelas. They are constantly taking place. It is only because we don't have that ability to see it, we are not able to see it. Otherwise, it's going on. So, although we are unable to see it, we must accept it as a fact from the acharyas. Accept it as a fact from the guru that yes, this is going. Because some acceptance is also required for us to continue. Even in modern science, when you study, you accept some things and it forms a base, and then you go forward. And later, as you learn more and more and more, you will find that your acceptance in the beginning actually helped you. And whatever you accepted as true in the beginning, without actually cross-verifying, later you will find that yes, it was true. This is about acceptance. So we also have to accept what the Acharya says, what the Acharya gives. And utilizing that, we should go forward and try to understand things in the right perspective. How the Lord's Leela is going on, and how in all the Leelas, we, the conditioned living entity, is benefited one way or the other. Now, while studying Jagai Madai Leela, on one hand, we are greatly inspired by seeing the good fortune. We are very greatly inspired by seeing the unlimited magnanimity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And we are seeing how, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instituted devotee care. Now we are speaking so much devotee care. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always gave, these new people under the care of somebody. So how caring Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, how merciful Sri Nityananda Prabhu is, how they are, how we get recommended to the Supreme Lord because of the association of these great personalities. They will take the risk. These great personalities, because of their magnanimity, they will take the risk of even accepting us as Vaishnavas. How great a mercy that is. How greatly magnanimous they are. And then, because we are recommended by them, Krishna also accepts us. And then whatever menial service we have done, these great mentors, recommenders, they would, blow it up and glorify it and present it to Krishna, and Krishna accepts like that. Not that Krishna doesn't know, because there's nothing in the creation that Krishna doesn't know. For there is nothing that we say Krishna cannot. It's not possible. Correct? It's not logical even. Therefore, everything Krishna knows. But because these devotees, they are very dear to Krishna, so Krishna accepts. That is why it is very important for us to have the Sangha of the Acharya, because he is the recommender. And because he is recommending, Krishna will accept. So that gives us hope. That is a sadhaka's hope. The whole world is moving on hope. So do the sadhakas move on hope that, yes, I shall definitely overcome, and I shall definitely, by the mercy and by the inspiring association of all the Vaishnavas, like that. Just as Jagai and Madai were saved, I too shall be saved. Why? Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful. We know that. So that gives us hope. And when we see Dhradavrata devotees in our association, that gives us inspiration to become Dhradavratas, means very determined to achieve our goal. Because simply expecting mercy alone, is not enough. Someday the Lord will be, merciful to me also, like Jagai and Madai. Not like that. I should also endeavor. So that also we get help from the association of devotees. So when we see how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is associating, giving association to all these devotees, and then they are all enjoying transcendental bliss. It is not that we read that and we, we feel very happy, oh, they were all enjoying transcendental bliss. And then we forget about it. No, not like that. We have to take inspiration. We have to take lessons. We have to imbibe those lessons. Then we should, whatever we have imbibed, we should try and put it into practice. And then we will start seeing results. This is how we utilize the association of devotees. Griheyasi Prabhu Dhui Lena Sri Charana Tulasira Karilena Charana Vandana. After returning home, the Lord washed his feet and offered obeisances to Tulasi. Bhojana Karite Vasi Lena Vishwambhara Naivedyanna Ani Mae Karila Gochara. Thereafter Vishwambhara sat down to eat, and Mother Shachi brought the foods, offered foods before him. Sarva Bhagavatere Kariya Nivedana Ananta Brahmandanada Karena Bhojana. The Lord of Unlimited Universes offered prayers to all the devotees and then began to eat. What great etiquette. The Lord is teaching us here. Paramasantoshe Mahaprasadapaya Mukha Shuddhi Karidware Vasila Asiya. After honoring the Mahaprasad with great satisfaction, the Lord purified his mouth and sat in the doorway. Vadhu Sange Dekhe Ai Nayana Bhariya Mahananda Sagare Sharira Dubaya. As Mother Shachi and her daughter-in-law saw these pastimes of the Lord to the full satisfaction of their eyes, they floated in an ocean of bliss. So actually, when we read, when we hear these leelas of the Lord, if we put our heart and mind to it, we can overcome, we can be free from the worries of this material world. Each and every one of us can experience it. By very sincerely hearing these pastimes. As I said, we may not be entering the Leela, we may not be able to see it, or visualize it, or actually, be a part of it. We may not be able to do those things. However, at our level, we can be very sincere in hearing and taking away these instructions. What is the crux of this Leela? What is the takeaway? Like that, we can approach it. And then gradually, we will have some understanding about this whole thing about transcendental bliss. Just like here, it is said that Mother Shachi and her daughter-in-law, they experience transcendental bliss by seeing all these various activities of Chaitanya. So we must make endeavor so that we can feel. Are Aira Bhagyara Sima Kebalite Pare Sahasravadana Prabhu Yadi Shakti Dhare. Who can describe the limit of Mother Shachi's good fortune? Only the 1,000-headed Lord is able if he is empowered. Naturally, when we speak about Shachi Mata, to become the mother of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, her good fortune is truly unlimited. To call the Supreme Lord your son is such good fortune that is beyond all our perceptions, all our considerations. We cannot imagine. We cannot imagine what an exalted position that is. So what a great personality she must be. And as when we consider her as a jiva, we also realize how fortunate to have Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as her son. And in spite of all the dukkha, all the distresses that she had to face, husband died young, elder son died young, son went away, daughter-in-law died. So many things. She was bearing all these things. But she had the enduring association of Sri Chaitanya. That even after he took sannyas, she had that great opportunity. So therefore, it is impossible to measure the good fortune of Shachi Mata. It's impossible to measure the good fortune of any of these two. How in Balamukundashtakam, Vilomangal Thakur, he says, Alokyamatur Mukhamadarena Stanyam Pibantam Sahasiruhaksham Satchinmayam Devamanantarupam Balam Kundam Manasa Smarami. He is speaking about the how glorious Yashoda is, because Alokya Matur Mukham Adarena Stanyam Pibantam. While Lord Krishna is drinking milk, he is so lovingly looking at the face of Mother Yashoda. And who in the entire universe can have that experience? She's the only one. She's the only one. That look of Krishna, she is the only one who received it. How greatly fortunate. We cannot measure it. We cannot even conceive it. How it is. Every mother can actually understand to some, 0.0001% what that kind of happiness is. But imagine this is happening with the Supreme Lord as her child. So similar experience Shachi Mata with Sri Chaitanya. So when we hear these things about the great fortune of these great wonderful devotees, so that these type of narrations, as we keep hearing, this is what actually brings us closer to the pastimes of the. And then initially we think it is very far away. We think that this is, something that we find it very difficult to relate to it. But then gradually we are able to appreciate, Then all this feeling of astonishment and, all these wonderful things, at least we are able to say how wonderful it is. So this is how this satsanga, this hearing of the pastimes of the Lord works. Prakrita shabdeyo yeba bali beka ai shabda prabhaveyo tara dukhanaye. Even if one utters the word I as a mundane word, by the influence of the word I, one will be freed from also. The word I is derived from the Sanskrit word Arya. Those who call Sri Gaurasundar's mother I will be freed from all miseries. See, simply by calling out Shachi Mata as I, we will be freed from miseries. Putrera Shri Mukha dekhi ai Jagan Mata, Nija Deha ai nahi, Jane ache kotha. On seeing the lotus face of her son Shachi, the mother of the universe forgot where she was. While seeing the lotus face of Sri Gaurasundar, Mother Shachi forgot herself. Being bewildered by the beauty of the Lord's face, she even forgot her motherly sentiments and her parental affection for her son. Vishwambara Chalilena Karite Shayana Takhana Vidaya Haya Gupte Devagana. When Vishwambara went to sleep, the demigods should secretly leave. Chaturmukha Panchamukha Adi Devagana Niti Asi Chaitanyera Kare Sevana. The demigods headed by the 400 Brahma and the 500 Shiva would daily come to serve Lord Chaitanya. Dekhite na paya iha keha ajna vine sei Prabhu anugrahe bale karo sthane. Without the Lord's sanction, no one could see them. Only one who is favored by the Lord can speak to others about this. See? So, as he says here, everybody cannot see, but those who are empowered can see. So what we have to do is, we have to hear from those who have seen. And by accepting that factually, they have seen. At that time, we should keep away our materially conditioned intelligence, which will make us doubtful. So for some time, we have to get rid of this material conditioned intelligence and, start hearing that, just like, when the pot is open and when it rains, it can catch all the water. If the pot is kept, upside down, it will not catch any water. So material intelligence, when it goes to work, it is like the pot that is turned upside down. you will not get anything. So turn it around, and open it up and then receive. So any spiritual information should be received like that. And then Swayameva Spuratidam. Then it will all become revealed. Because the Lord is very merciful. And of course, he is Sarva Swatantra. He is fully independent. So he decides to whom to reveal and to whom not to reveal. But to whom? To those whom he has already revealed it to, they are giving that katha, they are giving that incident, they are sharing it. So we have to hear and we have to accept it. That is how we become qualified. So for that, we cannot be always passing some, very smart question and then think that, this is my doubt, this is my doubt. We cannot always be a doubting Tom and expect that one fine morning all these things will be. Not like that. So you have to hear, not just hear, but to hear submissively, acknowledging that this is a person who has actually seen it, this is a person who has actually experienced it. So I want to hear from him and take advantage of that. The intelligent person takes advantage of another person's experience because he cannot have it directly. That's one of the signs of intelligence. Not that I will wait till I experience it myself. No. So like that, we have to accept, we have to hear, and then gradually learn to appreciate how the Lord's mercy is working, how the Lord is exhibiting his mercy, and how the recipient is utilizing that mercy and become spiritually, in a better situation. So these are all takeaways that we can have from these narrations of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, with these, recipients of mercy like Jagai, Madhai, and all the other Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, how they are interacting with one another, how they are sharing the transcendental bliss by discussing these activities. Tushyanticha, Ramanticha. So we should make sure that we become Tushyanti and Ramanti. So for that, we utilize these opportunities to hear and experience. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this very, very beautiful class. So many points you made us realize. How you said that just being in this class of Chaitanya Bhagavat, we are already recipients of Mahaprabhu's mercy. But then we have to utilize that mercy. And how we have to utilize that mercy? By submissive hearing and taking association of devotees. Very beautiful class, Prabhuji. Very, very nice realizations and something which we can keep in our heart and learn from it every day, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much. Very grateful to you, Prabhu. As always, your classes have deeper meanings and we look forward to them. Thank you, Prabhuji. Devotees, if you have any realizations to share or you want to thank Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Such a beautiful class. I was just thinking about how you were mentioning about the great fortune of Shachi Mata. It was very, very nice and very deep, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Very inspiring. Your classes are very inspiring. And after every class of yours, our heart is filled with gratitude. So thank you for triggering that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I'll second both the Mataji's. Very, very wonderful session, Prabhu. As you were glorifying the fortune of Mother Sachi and correlating it with the fortune of Mother Yashoda, so I was also thinking that in Vraj, So we sing this normally in Braj Bhasha. I don't know whether you are familiar with that Braj Bhasha or not, but we always sing that Yashoda tere bhagye ki kahi na jaye. Means you are so fortunate that even Brahma, jo murti Brahma adik tarsat, jo murti Brahma adik durlabh, so pragat hai tere ghar pe, tere ghar aaye. Means that is very difficult to see the form of Lord, even for Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. The same form appeared in the house of Mother Yashoda. So beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you. I have one question, Prabhu.
Yeah, Mother.
That you were telling about the devotee care and how Mahaprabhu also showed while entrusting this Das Goswami to Swarup Damodar Goswami. But what we see in today's world, that there is a, I don't know, I should say it or not, but when devotees are interested under some mentorship, those mentors feel that they own these devotees. You know, they develop the quality of ownership. So how far we can understand that it is right where the mentors themselves are so demanding and commanding that the devotees who are entrusted into their mentorship, they lose practically their sense of thinking that what is right and what should be done and what should not be done. So if you want to throw some light on that, Prabhu.
Well, I always, at least I have been trained to look at it as a service. You know? Everything that I do is a service. I always look at it like that. And that keeps me safe. If I am giving some points to somebody, I don't give that point from I am above you, so take this point from me. No, I just assist you. I think this will help you. And that's how I give. That's how I treat people. So that way, there is a long time ago, my Guru Maharaj told me that what else do we have except love and affection? He told me that many years ago when I said that, how do we get other devotees to listen to us? So his reply was, what do we have except love and affection to give them? It's not like a corporate where you can offer a bonus, a performance bonus, a yearly rise. There's nothing like that. So all we have got is love and affection. So whether I am mentor, whether I am tutor, whether I am guru, whether I am whatever it is, we all have, to each other we can only share this love and affection. That is what this whole care thing is about. And with that, actually, once we win over a devotee with our genuine care and affection, then it becomes very easy. Then the other person also feels a sense of fulfillment. So, I mean, that's how I look at these things. And I wish everyone would have something similar, because at the end of the day, we are all servants. We are all here to serve. So even if I am training 10 devotees, even if I'm teaching 10 devotees, I'm actually doing it as my service, because who am I to teach? It's Prabhupada who is teacher for all of us. The rest of us are just like, we read the syllabus and we blabber it out. That's all. I always look at myself from that position. One very senior Prabhupada disciple once told me that, Prabhupada is a realized speaker. And he said, we are all parrots, we can simply repeat. We don't have the same realization. But as long as we do the parrot job perfectly, people will still understand. So that is something I kept in my heart from that day. Till now, I keep it. I am simply a parrot. As long as I am the perfect parrot, I am sure I will be very effective. The moment I start thinking beyond my parrot status, then I may put myself into trouble, and I may put other people also into trouble. So these are how I deal with these things. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu. Also, that reminds me of how His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj always say that you are servant leaders. You are not leaders, you are servant leaders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're
Thank you.
servant first and leader next.
Yeah, servant leaders. Yeah.
And I always keep in my mind that, Prabhupada is my leader. I am just a follower. So
Thank
this
you,
whole
Prabhu.
I am the leader thing will get into my head. So I don't want that. I always want to be the follower. I don't want to lead anything for it.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That
Yes.
makes life very easy.
Very easy. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you for your wonderful realization. Wonderful session. Hare Krishna.
Great.
Thank you, Mataji, for those good questions. Thank you, Prabhuji. If there are no more realizations, with your permission, can we offer our respect, Prabhuji? Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. चैतन्य भागवत की जय, शिला वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय,
जय
गोवर्धन गिरी प्रभु जी की जय.
जय
Jai.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare
प्रभुजी
Krishna,
दंडवत
Dhamma Pranam
प्रणाम
Prabhuji. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Prabhu.
Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna.
Thank you, dear devotees. Thank you again, Prabhuji. Ending the call. Oh, did I see a chat question? Oh, okay. We are just cracking.